Welcome back to the program. In case you just joined us, you're watching Daybreak live on Trust TV. This is the part where you get to participate significantly or 100% regarding the topic of the day. But here's a quick reminder that you can watch the show on the go by joining our live streams on YouTube and Facebook, but also heading over to our website, trusttv.com, so you don't miss out and you can stay in touch with all of the shows on the go. Back on Interactive, we are talking about medical doctors and practitioners who are seeking an extension of their years of service, especially those in public service, because the Medical and Dental Consultants Association of Nigeria has revealed that Professor Muhammad Pate, the Coordinating Minister of Health and Social Welfare, will submit a proposal to the Federal Executive Council to harmonize the retirement age for medical consultants at 70 years, right? This follows a 7-day warning strike initiated by the association on November 18, which was suspended after 6 days due to the government's intervention. So we're talking about an extension for the harmonization, rather, of the retirement age for medical personnel, especially doctors and consultants, because they want to all be on the same page. So, weighing on this one, what do you think? Especially the consultants, the medical consultants, for instance, they are the ones who want to be on the same page as medical doctors to serve 70 years. And I think that's about the longest in terms of the professional cadre, right? I think so, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I do believe that they are some of the longest public servants, albeit that they are in a very sensitive, essential area of our healthcare sector. But let's have a conversation about it. What do you think about it? Medical consultants seeking an extension of their years of service to 70 years. That is the proposal that they want the Minister of Health and Social Welfare to consider taking it to the federal government or the Federal Executive Council. I mean, teachers have had theirs extended also. And these are people that we need to get every little bit of quality from them before they retire and become less than active in shaping the next generation. And with regards to medical consultants and doctors alike, it's about delivering the best Medicare that Nigerians need for as long as they can, as long as they're active, as long as they can optimally serve. That is what the idea is for some of these extensions. But also, will this in any way, shape or form help address the issue of brain drain, the migration of professionals from this country to other countries? Will perhaps this be some sort of guarantee that yes, they might have extra years if they decide to stay here and carry out their craft? So let's have a conversation about this one. The number is going to show on your TV screen in a couple of seconds. Feel free to be part of the conversation. If you already have our numbers saved, you can just give us a call. Rules of engagement: make sure that the volume of your TV set is turned down, there's no interference from the background, and try as much as you can to articulate your thoughts in a minute or two so that we can create room for others to join the conversation. You can also reach us out via WhatsApp and on our social media platforms so that we can have some sort of conversation about this. Where do you stand on this? If you're a professional, we would love to have your thoughts on this one. Our first caller is calling in from Abuja in Lugbe, I understand. Good morning, compliments of the season. Who is on the line? Hello, good morning. Hello. Okay. I literally just said, turn down the volume of your TV set. And Mr. Caller from Lugbe, or Miss, please call back. I would love to hear from you, especially the professionals, because I love to know what their thinking is about, extra years of service when it comes to what this demand is from the Medical and Dental Consultants Association of Nigeria. Why do they think this needs to happen? What sort of value addition are we looking at? welfare has also been an issue for the most part with medical and healthcare personnel in this country at federal and at state level. So what does this extension seek to achieve? What are the benefits for Nigeria's healthcare system? That and many more. And if you as an ordinary Nigerian, do you think we need to rethink the idea of years of service, for instance? Because I understand that in some countries, retirement is an open-ended conversation. If people feel like, I can't do this anymore, whether they're at 50 or they're at 60, they can just simply retire. I know it's still optional. Even here, you can retire at any given point in time if you no longer want to do so. But also, when you peg it at a particular age and people realize that there are some individuals that hit that particular age, but you realize that they have not given their all yet. There's still something left. But they unfortunately can't remain in the system because we've pegged the age. We've put a ceiling on the age when it comes to years of service. And, that sometimes does not allow for some of the best hands to continue to give us high quality output in terms of productivity, and we miss out on that. We're seeing that in the military, for instance, where some of the finest and best brains, even in the Nigerian police, for instance, they leave the service and they go into the private sector, for instance, and then you realize that, if we had kept them in service, for instance, they could still give us a lot more, in terms of, their intelligence, their understanding of the problems, their understanding of the issues at hand, and so on and so forth. And that is the same logic that has been applied into some of these conversations. I'm happy to announce that one of our regular callers, is joining the conversation now. Shatima is calling in from Maiduguri, I believe. You've not traveled to anywhere this festive season. Shatima, good morning.
Good morning, Abdullahi.
Good morning. Good to hear from you this morning. How is the Hamatan this time of the year? Is it is the weather condition gradually becoming bearable? What is it like?
Honestly, is terrible. It is Hamatan. It is hot. Honestly speaking,
right?
It is extremely. But we thank God. Even those the dose is there, but you can manage to keep yourself.
Right.
You can put on your cardigan. You can put on your face mask.
Right.
But honestly, it is cool.
Right.
But we thank God it is from Allah. We cannot do anything about it.
Right, exactly. That's what they say about the weather. You can't do anything about it. Talk to me about what you think of our topic of discussion for today. Medical consultants want harmonization of it.
What I did not understand is, doctor, retirement is two-way traffic. We have retirement on edge ground. We have retirement on service. But this, I think, what you are talking about, 70 years, is this on is this on edge or on service?
Retirement age.
Retirement age. Well, honestly speaking, we produce doctors each and every year. We have fresh graduates. But if you extended in 70 years, can't you see it will be a blockage to the new ones for new doctors to come in?
Right. Okay.
If at all it will not contradict the system, well, it is a welcome development. But I think 70 years, you yourself, you need to rest. You need to rest. By the time you reach 70 years, you just need to rest. Because the system have started collapsing. The system have started collapsing. Even your brain need to rest. Because doctor's work is a work that needs research, a lot of research and other things. So stress will be too much for you.
Right.
But if they think they can still give their contribution, it is good. It is welcome development.
Right.
So I think, to me, to hold me when I was 70 years, I just need to rest. I need to rest, honestly speaking.
Yeah.
Because stress can kill, Abdullahi. Stress can kill.
Exactly.
But if they think they will cheat, then it is okay. It is okay. It's welcome development.
Right.
And if government think that it will meet their demand at that age, and it will be okay for them, then it is good.
Right.
It is good.
Yeah. Okay, it's good that you've given us both sides of the argument, Shatima. Thank you so much for calling, as always. Appreciate your invaluable contributions, and I do understand.
You're welcome, Abdullahi. You're welcome.
I do understand.
Welcome.
I do understand the logic from both sides, where you talk about the need to freshen up the system a lot. But unlike, say, for instance, in sports or heavy duty activities, sometimes there are people at 70 that defy their age, right? And I do understand. I'm not, saying that Shatima's points do not stand true, but yes, sometimes you need a lot of mentoring. And if you take a look at our doctor to patient ratio in this country, it's bad because we lose a lot of some of those health professionals due to professional migration, or some of them are just simply not willing to serve in the public domain anymore, largely because of the poor welfare system that we have, supposedly. I mean, the debate is there to be made that the remuneration is not that great. In the FCT here, I believe that there are concerns by resident doctors about some of their allowances and entitlements that have not been paid, and doctors every now and then are threatening to go on strikes just to drive home this demand for better welfare, so that they can deliver on their own terms of service and whatnot. But also, it's a matter that needs to be considered, right? There are some capable hands that leave the service because they've hit a certain age, when we do know that they still could either mentor the next generation or still be in the system and deliver some very crucial, vital medical services that the public desperately needs. Even as consultants, for instance, as the case may be, right? Harmonization is what they are asking for. Let doctors and medical consultants be harmonized to hit the retirement age at 70. That is the argument. What do you think about it? Give us a call. Let's have a conversation about this one, because it does affect the welfare and the well-being of the citizenry, especially if you look at how the gaps that currently exist in our healthcare system needs to be checked adequately, I must say, and the government has a lot of gaps that it needs to close to make sure that Nigerians are getting the best medical service that they need, or services that they need. So let's hope to hear some more thoughts about this one. I was just about to bring up the data for the medical healthcare system that we have publicly. I think the doctor to patient ratio, last I checked at a survey, was around 1 to 23,000 or thereabout. I think it was from a 2021 or 2022 survey. I can't remember, but it is bad. Doctors are dealing with quite a lot. The medical consultants come in more often than not, but that gap still currently exists. Is this going to be some kind of incentive to get more people in the system? And I think that is the argument of the Medical and Dental Consultants Association, who say that this has to be considered by the Federal Executive Council for this to be gazetted, so that it can harmonize their operations with the rest of the medical personnel who are on this retirement age of 70. Give us a call. We'd love to hear what you have to say about this one. The numbers are on your screen. You can also reach us out on WhatsApp. You can also do so via our social media platforms, especially the likes of Facebook. Drop a comment. Let's hear what you have to say about this one. I know a lot of people might not necessarily think that there is anything to worry about here. More often than not, you go to the hospitals, especially public hospitals, and you realize that much of our medical personnel are actually relatively young. I can't remember the last time I saw a doctor in a public facility that looks 60. I know sometimes looks can be deceiving, but more often than not, they're in their 50s, they're in their early 60s and things like that. But is this going to be a value add for some of these professionals who may want to actually serve a couple of more years. Hello, good morning, and welcome to Daybreak Interactive. Who is on the line and where are you calling from? Hello, good morning. Right, it's so sad that sometimes the quality of the network is this bad. The signal is this bad, because I know a lot of people are trying to get through, but unfortunately, the system is just so bad, and we're even considering a hike in the tariff for next year. I believe we have an Abdullahi on the line. Hello, good morning, Abdullahi.
Hello.
Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Abdullahi. Welcome to the program. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Jigawa State in Duse.
Right. Good to have you join us on the program. I must say, this is the first time I'm talking to a namesake of mine on a public platform, so it feels good. Go ahead, please. Where do you stand on this one? 70 years for medical consultants, harmonization with doctors in terms of years of age of retirement age in the system. What do you think?
Yes, as you know, service now for civil servants or any service, it depends on the person that is having that position to serve. So it's not a matter of you must attend that 70 years.
Yeah.
You can serve for 10, 15 years and you quit.
Yeah.
But if you choose to serve for 70 years, it's open if somebody wanted to, if somebody wished to do that. So to me, it can be a relative argument. You can choose either way. So nothing to argue much on it.
Yeah, but they're asking for an extension. They should.
They are right. Like they can ask for that, especially as you know their profession is a little bit so economical that they don't have much people on that line.
Yeah.
But to me, it's not all that much to be arguing very much on it. But to me, 70 years is a little bit far, considering the nature of our people. As the Prophet has said that we are to live for 60, 70 years. So that 60, 70 years, I think it's enough for somebody to have a rest. Somebody should go home and have a rest with his family and do other things. But you won't finish off your life, the whole life serving. I don't think it's wise enough.
Right.
So this is my take.
Yeah, thank you so much, Abdullahi, for calling. I appreciate you for your thoughts on this one. A lot of people, think 70. Yes,
I'm hearing you.
Yeah, no. Thank you so much for calling. That's what I just said, and appreciate you for your contribution. Okay, yeah. So we talk about 70 being, such an old age, right? Right now, you consider the age of the president, right? The president of Nigeria. You take a poll on some of the presidents and leaders of the world, right? And you look at the age category, and you realize that, say for instance, the United States is a 70+ president right now, who couldn't finish or couldn't run for the second term on the account that he's perhaps too old to run again, right? The incoming President Donald Trump, president-elect, is also 70+. So that's the United States of America. You go to China, Xi Jinping, 70+, right? You come to Nigeria, 70+. So I'm pointing that out to say the fact that if we can have leaders, right, running the country at 70+, and yes, there are much younger presidents, no doubt, who are also doing a fantastic job, or less than fantastic job, in their 50s, in their 60s, and in their 40s, which is quite exceptional. But also, what about professionals who have dedicated a lot of years in honing their skills, and who actually directly provide those services to thousands of people? They don't have to deal with the headache of the political pressure of the economy and everything else. Yeah, so that's why the argument, stands to reason. Yes, I understand that on a personal note, you can decide to retire at the age of 50 or 60 and do whatever you want with your life. But should these professionals have the option of saying, okay, I want to take it to 70 years. If I'm healthy enough, if I'm able to get the job done, shouldn't I have the option of wanting to continue my service at the age or to the age of 70? I mean, 70 in this day and age is not particularly a very old age, all things considered. But let's hear your take on this one. What do you think? Should this extension be granted? Should the government consider those medical consultants and extend their years of service to 70, just like the doctors in the system? Let's have a conversation about this one. We have just a minute to spare. If we can get one more call in just to wrap things up. All right. I believe that's all the time we have for Daybreak Interactive. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, the conversation will focus on developments in Sokoto. Yesterday, it wasn't a particularly pleasant experience, especially for the people in Silame local government area. Those two communities have been targeted by the Nigerian Air Force with those airstrikes. Two different stories about one event. The military, the Air Force says, listen, we know who we targeted. We're very meticulous and precise about our actions. And of course, that is the fact that they are alluding to. However, on the ground, we understand that the casualties, the collateral damage is quite evident. At least 10 persons, innocent individuals, according to reports, have been victims of that airstrike. Let's talk about that after the break with our guest when we return. So join us again.